Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. We're making all over the place today. I'm just trying to find where you are so that I can say hello to everybody. We are making, Gemma, a bag today.
I want to call this the Ed's bag.
You can call it the Ed's bag if you want. AKA the tuck lock shopper.
Yeah.
Because it's got tuck lock on. And the reason that we want to call it the Ed's bag is because your mum loves. She likes
a secure bag.
A secure bag. Secure bag.
She does like a secure bag when she's shopping.
And it just sits like that.
Nice.
That's it. Easy. Easy. If you're Emily, obviously Emily will always try and ram it up. And you can't, like, if you want it really secure, then it will sit there.
And me and Ed's are little people, so
you
we
are
can
little
do this.
people. It's like the land of the little people. So, and you know what, Gem? I put a little one there.
Oh, now you see, again, having that secure bit next to your body where you can have...
To you.
Yeah. Because you don't want to have to keep undoing your bag when you need your phone or whatever, but it's just there. Just there.
No, you do not.
Right next to you.
Just there.
If it's on vibrate,
Just there.
feel it go. And you go, oh, phone's ringing. Phone's ringing.
Oh, ring me again.
So naughty.
I don't know what you mean.
It's early in the morning.
So, tuck lock. I delved into the wonderful world of Le Tuck Lock. Do you know what I still haven't done with this yet, Gem?
What have you not done? I was going to say sewn up the turning through gap, because that's the standard practice, isn't it?
What I've still got to do, and this is only if you want, well, I'll show you later. You can sew round there.
Oh, top stitch, right?
And so, because if, like me, you didn't actually bother to, finish off your hem properly there, it hides it.
Yeah.
But if you have, then you don't need to. You can just flap around all over the shop.
Yeah.
So lots of cheats, lots of, just lots and lots and lots. So.
Choices.
Yeah. This came about because we had beautiful linen fabric come in the paisley. And then it accidentally got put next to the pewter PU, and I had a small, that's just a beautiful moment. Didn't I, Jem?
Do you know what? Sometimes these are happy mistakes where we go, that was meant to happen.
How can that ever be a mistake? Look how beautiful that is. And I've got it in a creamy, beigey, neutrally colour as well. Beautiful. I'm going to show you all of these. But today I'm going to make it out of pure cotton, because I think sometimes people worry about PU.
Yes.
Clearly it can be made of PU, no problem at all. But if you want to just make it out of a contrast fabric, another happy accident happened today, did it not, Gemma?
It totally did.
Because I've got to show you this, because I didn't know when these would arrive. I ordered these quite a little while ago. But check this out. Bit gorge. But
I'm totally in love with these.
Look at that! Look at that for a clasp!
Jane,
and of course, what did we just have come in?
I know.
But our bee fabric, I mean, it's almost like I try and plan stuff.
I know. Jane will go crazy.
She's on holiday. She's not going to see it.
She will go crazy
though
when she sees these. I know.
And she'll be super upset.
She'll be really cross.
These are brand new in today. I only have a limited quantity, so if you want them, please do grab them. They are on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put them on anything.
There's one
anything with a bee at the moment is fetching stupid money.
I want to make your velvet clutch
with one of these. Yes.
It would just look gorgeous.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's my other thing.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? For those of you that didn't see the velvet clutch, what a fabulous little make. I'm going to pop that in today's collection,
there we go.
Because that was a little winner, wasn't it?
It was a winner chicken dinner, for sure.
A brilliant gift as well.
Which forced my hand to use, for shame, the bee fabric, and then I'm going to mix it up a bit. So instead of having those colour handles, we're going to have them in the contrast base one. I'd get a 1/2 metre of both your fabrics and then your lining fabric on top of that. If you take, in fact, I'd need to check out whether I'm telling you the truth. Am I telling you the truth, Gemma? No, I'm not. I'm not, ignore me. Or am I?
Is this one of those get 1/2 metre of each of your fabrics so you've got all the choices in the world?
No, I'm just wondering whether or not if you took your handles out of your top fabric. I'm doing maths.
Whether there'd still be enough top fabric left.
Whether you could get your lining out of your contrast.
Oh, is this one of those horrible moments where you're going to try it out on the show?
No. No.
Good.
If
you do that to me.
If you have absolutely dead on a ½ metre, yes. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. But the point is, have some fun with this one.
Well, yeah.
And show us what you do on our community mates page.
Just grab yourself a ½ metre of gold and then line it with that anyway.
Sorry, on what? A ½ metre of what?
Gold!
You don't let any of us just say gold. Ever.
No, I know. Well, I can't. Right. Should we say hello to everyone? Because I feel like we haven't actually said hello to anyone at all. I still feel a little bit discombobulated from a holiday, if I'm honest.
I know, we don't allow you time off.
And I don't know what to do now that I'm back. I'm a bit confused. So, good morning to Diane and Grace and Rebecca. Morning, Elizabeth. Hello. Welcome back after your hollybobs. I had no idea. This is going to sound so ignorant, especially as I date a Welshman. I had no idea Wales was so beautiful. I had no idea it had the beaches. And he keeps saying, I'm like, yeah. You know, yeah. But it turns out he was right. Again, don't tell him that either.
No.
Goodness sake.
They never need to know they're right.
They don't ever need to know, right?
Dear me.
So good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Joe. With Joe, I just Rosilli, like nobody there, just us and the kids and a wreck.
And a really expensive sandwich shop at the top. Did you have sandwiches from them?
No.
Oh, they did the most amazing sandwiches, but they are
because I took
silly
Jane
money. From
the cafe. She gave me half a quiche and some sausage rolls.
Nice.
That's what we had. Thanks, Jane. Paisley, says Sylv. I know, Sylv. Just you wait till you see it. Good morning, Pam. Wow, what a gorgeous bag. Thank you very much. I made it up myself, I did. In my head.
I make it on myself or on my own. Hang on, by my own, isn't it? That's what Em says. Made it by my own.
By my own. She does say that, and that's exactly what I used to say when I was 3 as well. By my own, mummy, by my own.
I do it by my own.
Sylv says, OMG, his little flip-down body is amazeballs.
Yes.
I'm going to say she's talking about the bee clip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Margaret says, get your shoes off, Natasha McCarthy. I mean, that's about the only thing I can take off and stay decent. Morning, Linda. What a beautiful bag. Will there be a downloadable pattern for it, please? Yes, there will. So, the honest truth is, I made the bag on Wednesday before I went on holiday.
Yeah. And
I finally got the instructions finished and written up and across to Gemma and Josh this morning. It will take them at least a day to marry up everything, get it. So it'll be downloadable in the next day or so.
Yeah.
Good morning, Bridget. Having a sewing day with my great friend Faye. We're working on our William Morris Stars quilts together. I love this. I love that you quilt together. This is a beautiful thing. Mine is the red colour and hers is the blue. Oh, best thing sewing with a friend. That's why really I keep telling Gemma. I keep trying to convince her that sewing with a friend is the way to go. Morning, Holly. Morning, Helen. Morning, Tracy. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Yvonne. Morning, Marlene. Pam says, silver maze balls indeed. Morning, Julia. Morning, Suzanne. Morning, Philippa. Good morning. And Sheila. Good morning. Myra says, I knew it. Ian is Welsh. Getting there bit by bit. He's very Welsh.
Yeah.
Very, very Welsh.
Yeah.
Morning, Lo. I have some great things to tell Alexa to say. No.
Just a public health warning here. If Lo gives you something to ask Alexa, don't do it.
Well, or if you do.
Or anything to Google. Just don't.
Well, I mean, you can, but don't do it on a work computer, work-based anything. No. It's my mic that's
or anything that might ever have to go into a repair shop at any point.
Oh, gosh.
Just no. Just, if in doubt, don't.
No. Claire says, we had a holiday in South Wales years ago. Beautiful beaches. I'd love to go back again. Even Elizabeth is there going, no, don't do it, Lo. Don't do it. Oh, Margaret says, I meant so that you could count on your toes as well as your fingers. Oh, yeah. This is the thing, doing arithmetic live on air, whatever next. Do you know, I should learn. I can't do it. And it's weird, given that I used to teach maths, but it's like I don't use that side of my brain anymore, so I can't do it anymore. That's the end of that. End of discussion. Tuck locks. So, often what happens is Gemma will say to me, morning, Loki. She doesn't say morning, Loki to me generally. She says to me, Natasha, we've got some of these. What are you going to make with them?
Yeah.
I go, I don't know. What was the last thing you did that to me too?
Oh, it's a frequent
printed
occurrence,
grids, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was when the Everlasting Bouquet was created.
I do it to Jane all the time as well. No,
It's
we've
like,
done
we
it since
have
then.
these. Can you use them? Yeah. So tuck locks. I've been a little bit scared of them. Now I've used one. And I don't know why. Because it's ridiculous. Like, why was I ever scared of them? What is that about?
I think it's the whole, oh, that looks technical and I've got to have special equipment to attach it. That's what people think, isn't it?
No, I did not. And look,
No.
I put it on and it's still on days later. And everyone's had a little, I was going to say fiddle with the flap.
We have all had a twiddle with your tuck lock and a fiddle with your flap, Natasha. We've all done it.
I mean, yeah.
Some of us had a very little yank on it as well. And it's still there.
Wow.
Still sturdy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of that.
It's all right.
So, are we still on air? I mean, I have no
You got
idea.
a friend in me.
So it was the tuck locks. Do you want to see the tuck locks? Look at me,
Yeah,
all
of course.
prepped and ready. Oh, it would help if. Come on, switch shape. There we go. Tuck lock buckles, dink, dink, dink. Big ones or smaller ones. I used a small one. We've got them in gold, which would look really nice with bees. We've got them in silver. We've got them in. I'm going to call it black. I don't think. Oh yeah, nickel black.
Nickel black, not
Is
nickel
that
back.
not? Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that a band?
Does make me
from
want to
our
sing.
youth?
Of course it
I
does.
appear to have picked out 2 silvers in my rush this morning. I think we've got nickel black and silver and gold. Just pretend that's nickel black. Black. Oh! Oh my goodness, Gemma!
Happy Monday!
I'm going to use the B. I'm just going to use the B.
Oh, we're so professional, everybody. This is just, you know, you
so
too can be as professional as us.
I mean, that's going to take some going, isn't it?
Really?
To be as unprofessional as we are half the time. Right. I did some cutting. I've now got to remember.
Poor SJ has messaged me to say, Gemma, you are terrible. I've just spat Weetabix out over my laptop.
Oh, actually, did you have a nice birthday yesterday, by the way? We haven't seen her
Yeah,
since.
we haven't. I've told her she's got to come in at least 2 days this week so that we can have 2 opportunities to eat cake with her.
Oh, yeah. I've got to go and get one. When I know what day she's coming in, I can actually go and get one. Yeah.
No.
Come on, SJ. Sort it out, love.
Yeah, tomorrow and Wednesday, I say. You know, she's got to have at least 2 days to get through a cake because knowing you'll buy a massive Bruce Bogtrotter style cake.
I do like a Bruce Bogtrotter, but I've just been on my holiday. I'm not going to lie. I do feel a bit...
You looked like Pob then, for a brief moment.
I
didn't realise you could do a brilliant Pob, but you actually look really like Pob. Fabulous. I'll get a photo of that later. We'll put a comparison with Pob for anyone who's not familiar, perhaps our international viewers, and put it up so we can compare and contrast. Oh, SJ did have a lovely birthday, and she is going to be in tomorrow and Wednesday. She heard tell of cake, you see.
Yeah. I often think it's a good job I don't really have an ego. Because otherwise I might worry about said pictures of Pob going up all over the website. I don't really care.
Some people are surrounded by yes men, Natasha.
I can only dream.
You're surrounded by no wenches.
No wenches. No, not yes men. This is, for your delectation, my lovelies, beige, and this is silver mink. So, if it were me, and if you don't want to play with PU, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
No.
Then I would go silver mink for my contrast base.
Mm-hmm.
I would line it in le beige.
Beautiful.
And that would be my bag. This. Half metre, bosh, done. Loads left over. Make yourself a matching purse.
And you don't have to compromise the hard wearing / clean aspect because you could eau de coat your fabric first, couldn't you?
Of course you can, if you want to.
We love a bit of eau de coat.
Yeah, of course. All of the above.
And
Right.
Natasha, if you were going to eau de coat your lovely woven fabrics, or your lovely fabric fabrics rather than your PUs, you'd apply that first. You'd hang it up for, an hour? Let it dry?
Well, until it's dry.
Yeah.
Depends how heavy-handed you are
Well,
with,
yes.
with such gubbins.
But you'd treat your fabric first, then you'd cut all your bits out after an hour or so once it's dry.
Cut your bits
and
out,
just carry on as normal, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Sew it normally
Yeah.
on your machine.
Yeah, all of that.
I think people
All
think
of that.
it's going to gunk up their machine.
Oh, no.
No.
It just doesn't do anything.
We wouldn't do that to our
No.
Dukies, would we?
No, but change your needle afterwards, as you should anyway.
Yes.
Anyway. Right, if you want, we've got a little bit of pewter left over, by the way. Pewter me up, baby. This is the blue version, and I put it with slate for my lining, and that is how I made mine. But you might just want some of this beautiful linen for your cushions in the paisley. It's rather delicious.
I love a paisley anyway, but linen paisley.
Linen paisley.
Crikey.
I know, right? It's the dream, Jem. The dream, let me tell you. Right. We haven't looked at our PU for quite some time. Do you know why? Because the bolts are really big and difficult. I've got light gold and possibly gold here. There we go. And I'm going to show you what they look like with dun 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 dun. Whee! You see, I would go light gold if it were me. Because I was planning today, if those hadn't arrived, if the bee fabrics hadn't arrived, the bee buckles, I was going to go this one with that one.
You were.
But actually, I'd rather like it with the warmth of that one.
Yeah.
You can go either way, and it's beautiful.
Personal preference, isn't it?
It is personal preference. And then maybe a silver mink lining. Ooh, yes. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that you could, of course, if you were going for the bee fabric. Gemini, can we have a moment?
I love bees.
They would have been lovely together.
Yeah.
It's not what I've gone for because we happen to have a half metre of two others just left lying around cut, so I might have grabbed those because it saved me 2 minutes in cutting. I'm not going to lie, it's been that kind of morning. But, yes.
But similarly, if someone wanted to go very dark and subtle, there's a lot of people who just like black everything. You could put that with a black quilted PU.
Because you could.
But
Do you want to
great.
see the black? Hang on, how much you're jumping ahead,
Am I jumping
Jem.
the gun?
You are jumping the gun. Come on.
See.
I haven't got as far as the black quilted PU.
You've got me in the corner, rent-a-gob with a mic on. I don't know.
Who did that? I thought that was a great... Ooh, it's a great idea. Look at that.
Yeah, see. Everyone knows that person who's just black all the time, head to toe, everything.
With a little splash of gold. Let me show you the gold that I'd be putting that with.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. Ooh, that's quite striking, isn't it? You get to choose, everybody. You get to choose. Or, did we decide if this was gold or copper?
We've gone with gold.
We've gone with gold. You could go gold quilted PU.
You could.
Also going to work a treat. Or you might want to do it if you're going for a slightly lighter summery look with that one. That's nice too. Or how does that look with this? Oh, well, that's all rather fabulous, isn't it? So it's up to you. It's up to you. We've got gold quilted PU. We've got black PU. We've got all the PUs in all the world, which are a bit of a struggle to get back on the shelf.
And these
if I'm
PUs
honest.
are fab. They go with so many of the fabrics that we stock.
We have used these in, well, this is your pocketed pouch.
Yeah,
I've used that on the
zip pouch.
pocketed pouch. I used it for the dog poop holders, poop bag holders.
Yeah. With the eyelets.
With the eyelets. I've used it for all sorts of gubbiny things. It's entirely up to you. But they are very, very handy. Here we are. Right. I'm gonna have to make that bag anyway. Gemma, what are you? You're mouthing
I'm
something
just
at me.
dyeing up that bottom PU.
Yeah.
The coppery one
Yeah.
is such a fabulous match for
with
the
the
classic
Lisa.
stripe Lisa.
Yes.
I was just looking at the metallic in this
You
and
were,
that
weren't you?
and the
Hang on.
two together.
Shove it over and let's have a little look.
I do think.
With this one,
Because we all have a bit of Lisa.
well, we do, yeah. So I don't know if you can, hang on, you can't see it from there, can you?
And Lisa.
Of course, it's the bottom one, isn't it, that I've just put down there?
I feel Lisa would be rather fabulous as the tuck lock shopper as well.
Ooh, yes.
But I just like that fabric with that. See, I don't know if you can see the metallic sheen, but they look fabulous together.
Bear with. So if maybe from the other day you bought your Lisa Chandler stripe, then yes, you're right. That would be rather a gorgeous bag, wouldn't it? We'll have to make it out of a Lisa Chandler fabric at some point, won't we?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you haven't got enough bags anyway, so, you know.
I need a new bag tree.
You do.
I do need a new bag tree because, oh gosh, where am I going to put all these things? There we go, pop that there. By the way, this is what we're making on Friday for Pay It Forward. This is what we made last week. Bags, yeah, I've got so many bags, I don't actually know what to do. Right. I am getting there, and we'll actually start making something in a minute. For those of you that have not seen all of the bee fabrics, they are available either individually or in bundles of contrasting pairs. Let's have a look how that is shaping up. So, you see that one of those. So that one went with, I'm going to say, that one. Is that right, Jem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you've got your beautiful flowers there, and then your bees in your contrast. And this was off last week's show when lovely Jane did this with a creative grid.
I know, just gorgeous, isn't it?
But because we've got a little bit of this left, we can offer it up with the bees today, which just makes a lot of sense to me. And then what was the other coupling that we had? Which way around?
We had the one that's in front of you with
one?
the one that's on top of that pile with the bees and the wildflowers daisy with floral parchment.
Oh, well, that's rather lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Almost like you knew what you were doing when you put them together.
Did I do that?
You know, just sometimes. Just sometimes.
Did I?
We don't like to give you too much credit.
No, don't give me too much credit, for goodness sake. Don't give me any credit. And then we had this one and this one.
Which is wildflowers parchment with floral black.
Yeah, you see. Gorgeous. It's entirely up to you. Whichever way round you want to play.
Sure.
I am going to keep Gemma. Well, actually, what you'd have left over, you could make one Jane's cushions. I'm going to keep the gold out for a minute because I'm my lining. And then, should we get making? Should we do that thing? Because it's called Natasha Makes, not Natasha just stands around chatting all day.
I'm gonna slope off for a second and have a little peep on our shelves just
Where
to check our stock on something. Sue says, OMG, too many choices. Margaret's telling me that Lisa Aussie stripe is out of stock, which is why I'm going to slope off into the warehouse because I'm not sure.
I think there should be some.
See if there's a little bit more.
Left.
And I'm going to go and tell Inga that lovely Rona says big thank you for
yeah,
all the
she has done
she's
some
had to do over the last few orders.
She has done some good old
cutting. It's our very great pleasure, isn't it?
Yes, it is, absolutely.
Where did pressure come from?
I don't know, but
Crikey.
pressure, all good.
All of that.
Right.
Thank you, Rona.
Let's make, shall we? Let's make. So, I did a little bit of, here's one I made earlier. Not really. All I did was, is cut out a bit because you don't want to watch me cut. So, I have got flap. I have got 2 sets of handles. I have got a pocket. I have got 2 bag fronts. They will go together to make my bag fronts. And then that is going to be my bag base. Right. FYI, if you have made, we have got some, good. If you have made your beach bag, you might notice that these are pretty much the perfect size offcuts to use for this.
Oh, well, that's clever.
I mean, because I like where possible to save you stuff, right? You know, kind of nice like that. So I'm going to give these a little press, Gem, because
Always a good idea.
I know.
You know, do things properly.
Give it a go.
You know,
Yeah.
just because we're totally professional.
Mm.
We don't have any of this reserved for
Anyone else? No.
creating craft.
No.
anyone?
No.
Okay, good. I think you'll find, Margaret, we've had some of our stock of said beautiful Stripe Classic assigned to quilt kits for the floral kaleidoscope quilt.
Ah, that's where it disappeared off to.
I can zip some out and I can put it onto stock. And, if that's what you're
Right.
looking for, I'll pop it in today's collection. For
Perfect.
everyone to find as well.
Okay, So we are going to put the base like so on one of them. Gem, 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 gem. Now, when you are cutting out your fabrics, by the way, there is every possibility that you will be left at the end with a sneaky cheeky little bit like this. Now this only need measure. I've put in a measurement, but if yours is ever so slightly different, just use it anyway. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Just use it anyway. This is going to be your pocket, and it only came about because it was a sneaky offcut that was just lying around off the end of how, when I'd cut everything, I was like, oh, wow, that could be useful. So when I put this together, I am going to, I have to remember to do this. Let me just give that the old-fashioned press in the middle situation to align stuff. And again, press in the middle. If you don't want to use your iron, use your little rolly thing. These have come in, they're rather cute. So that is going to sit in the middle there, like so. You don't have to put that any funny which way up or anything like that, but just build up your seam. Oh look, there's a bit of your sticker there, Jim. And then pop it right sides together like so. And when you stitch down, that pocket is just going to stay there. Do we know where the pins are?
Has someone had your pins?
Well, I didn't need them the other day because I was using PU, so I was clipping everything rather than pinning. But that's okay. It's all good. And then I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch down both of those. That's what's going to happen.
Very good.
Any minute now. Dee-dee-dee. What is my foot pedal doing over there? Where is my... I bought a silicone...
You go away for a few days and the whole place falls apart,
I just
love.
don't know what's going on. I mean, it's going to really help if I actually turn this on. Oh, look at me. Well, I mean, you're watching, so I guess you are. Morning.
One would hope so.
What I was going to say is, I don't know what I'm saying this morning, Gemma.
What's your name?
Chain piecing. That's the one. It's not difficult.
Bravo.
Really not difficult. And yet, there we go. Chain piece away all over the shop. Right.
Right, there we go.
Then you've got to find your little scissors, haven't you? He's always going to be helpful.
Gemma, your mic's gone off. I know, I'd put myself on mute. I'd gone in the warehouse. I came back, started gabbing. Then thought, hang on.
Gabbity gab.
I haven't turned it back on, have I?
Now, can we just talk about pressing here? If you are using PU, get yourself a little seam roller. I, in the instructions for the PU, suggested that you press to the non-PU side. Press your seam to the non-PU side, right? But let's be honest, if you're doing it this way, you can press it any way you like. But if you don't want to apply heat to your PU, just in case you melt it or anything dreadful like that, get yourself one of those. Gemma's putting them up as we speak, aren't you, Gem?
Mm-hmm.
She is. And that will help you hugely. Because I've got a dark side, I'm just going to press to the dark side today. But like I say, in the instructions, it doesn't matter. Just press one way or the other. It doesn't really matter. It's only that you can then stitch when you've got this on your Styleville. You can then just top stitch. But to be honest, it would look quite nice top stitched both sides. And again, I've given that as a preference. I want to kind of come away from having dictatorial instructions, or more like, if you choose to do this, it's up to you. Like, this would look nice, you can do it either way. Like, obviously, you know, making sure that you stitch stuff that is vital is kind of a must. But otherwise, Gem, it's a serving suggestion. And then here we go. Let me do it this way, then you can see. This is going to get attached onto that. If you are using PU, blast it from the other side. You can steam this side on, like the top half. Absolutely. But if you want to fuse your PU, firstly do a little test patch. But secondly, you can steam it from this side and it will actually adhere, because that's what I did. Ask me how I know, Gemma. That's what I did. Just briefly, but it was enough to hold it. If you're worried, if you don't, you see, look, it's done it on this one as well. If you're worried and you don't want to do that, do you know what? That's absolutely fine. What you can do instead is simply spray baste it or stitch baste it, but increase your stitch length. That's what I would say to you in that instance. Why am I just scratching it? To make sure that I've got the one with the slight texture on, because that side, the texture side, is the one that I want. So as long as you've got contrast in your fabric, I would say happy days, whether you use PU or whether you use cotton, because I know that some people will love PU, like working with PU, and that's absolutely great. Others of you don't.
What I would say is, if anyone's tried to use real leather and it's been a nightmare and it's put them off, PU is easier to handle and easier to machine by far.
Oh, like much? And you don't need fancy schmancy needles for it?
No.
At all? Gosh, I'm not even brave enough to work with leather. You'd have to hand stitch that on.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, no, that's why we use PU.
I know a lot of auto trimmers who, retrim.
Of course you know a lot of auto trimmers.
who retrim camper vans and all that sort of stuff. And they will avoid working with leather whenever possible, because PU is just so much better.
Easier.
And it's hard wearing and
all of that, and wipe down, wash down.
It goes through a machine so much easier.
Whilst I'm here, I'm also, this is my bag base piece, I'm also going to just apply that to my and then I've got everything where I need it. Almost. Do you know what I haven't done yet, Jem?
What haven't you done yet?
I have not attached my handles. Right, so from the width of fabric, as I was doing my cutting, I cut 3.5 inch strips, full width of fabric. And do you know what else I'm going to get out of my this waist shaper? Now, Gemma, can we tag that with just waist as well? Because when I tried to find that this morning,
couldn't find it.
Yeah, we've got it down as all one word.
Okay, that's fine.
It's got a hyphen on it. It could just be because I was on my phone trying to find it, because I couldn't remember the width of it. So this stuff is pennies a metre, isn't it? And
it
just makes all the difference. Stuff. You don't have to use it. No. I really like it. And this is what you can do with it. You've got a shiny side and a non-shiny side. Pop it on. Now, I've made this slightly wider. It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. And if you want to put it on, first of all, from this side, do. And then you can always flip it and actually attach it solidly the other side. But I would just get it in place and make sure it doesn't like run away. Run off the wrong way. Is what I do. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I do. And the reason that I also cut things slightly larger is because, just in case, because you've got a full 44 inches here. So you just want to make sure that if you do have a little bit of a wobble, it's still contained within there, which it is. So all is well with the world. And then I would just flip it . But the thing is, you're going to make these into handles. They're going to be fabulous, and it's all going to be great. You have enough fabric to make this out of your yellow bees if you wished. So this is, and that's what I did, not out of the yellow bees, but with the other bag, I did it in the other contrast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, Jimmy, yeah. For once, I'm not talking rubbish.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, I can't guarantee that either. Great. Here we go. Let's do the other handle. So for all of you that you can just make this as you would your normal binding, but these are going to stand up by themselves. You might not want that, in which case don't buy this and do it the other way. It's entirely up to you. I like to give people choices, Jem. Choices, choices, choices. And obviously fabulous clasps. That's the important thing in my world. I'm so glad that they came in. What luck.
Oh, I know. Literally today.
I think they were here end of last week.
Do you? No one's gone to the post room because I wasn't
because
here.
we weren't here. You and I weren't here, were we?
Point. No.
So
One of those little jobs, isn't it? Who goes to the post room? You and me normally.
Yeah. Right. Press, 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 press. It's all the preparation, isn't it? Takes time with this. And then you're going to fold in, maybe wait until it's cooled a bit, and then fold in half, like so. Now I did this with the linen, which looked gorgeous. And you can clip these, by the way.
I might have to have one of the seam rollers for my little caravan. Just ideal
Well,
for when
they're
you
really
can't
handy,
plug
aren't
in an
they?
iron.
Yeah.
You know? If you're and when you're on a class or a retreat or whatever, you can't always guarantee you're going to be able to plug an
for
iron in.
your, if you're sitting down sewing and you're doing a creative grid or something like that,
Yeah.
and you want to, are they up now?
I'm just finalising them.
I've wanted one for years, you know. And I keep, it's
Isn't
only
it
when I
silly?
come to use it that I'm like, oh, what I really need is one of those little... And then we are going to stitch this down probably quite rapidly because, you know, that's what my machine likes to do. But that's why I'm just putting the clips in so that everything is good in the world. There we go. Whoops. There we go. So that's one. This is the other one. So again, and you can repress as you're doing this, because sometimes it isn't always, unless you really spend some good time just really pressing it, it can come undone a little bit with this stuff. But you know, Jem, we've spent time chatting.
Well, it's nice to chat.
Well, do you know what? Yes. Talking of which, is everybody all right?
Yeah, I'm hoping
Any
everyone had a nice
burning
weekend.
questions that I haven't answered? It's pretty self-explanatory, this, isn't it? Really, I think.
I'll have a peep. Let's
Have a
see,
peep.
shall we?
There we go. This is where you say I was in a different screen, Natasha. I always get you when you're in a different screen.
Lo's on the naughty step.
Oh, is she?
Facebook's had to jump in and hide one of her comments. And
What's she done
it was
now?
the 7 P's. Except
Seven.
she put the extra P in there. You know, the proper planning and
proper preparation prevents poor
Yeah.
performance.
She popped the extra P in there.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you have an extra P.
Oh,
Right.
Sue says she loves Waist Shaper to make handles, and Susan Armitage says, oh, that's what it's for. I found some the other day and I couldn't remember why I'd bought it. Whoops.
Why? Why do I have this
So
stuff?
annoying when you buy something, put it in your stash and cannot remember why you bought it.
Just sit on it. It'll all come to you at some point.
Jan says, morning ladies. Let's let you machine.
It's just, if you don't want to buy like expensive leather handles,
Yeah.
now don't get me wrong, I love an expensive looking leather handle or PU handle or any of that. But if you don't want to spend that money, this is a great way to just get that that stiffness into your fabric.
I love the way as well with this particular bag, the handles blend into the bag. I think it suits the style a bit more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Gorgeous.
So there we go.
Look
I
at
did
that.
say we would be doing it at speed.
Yes, warp speed. Warp speed.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah. So Jan says, morning ladies, I've missed the name of
Morning.
that interfacing you're using. Can you tell me? Does she mean the waist shaper? If you mean
I'm
for the
gonna
handles,
say
this is the
potentially
waist
yes.
shaper. But Natasha has fused her fabric to a foam interfacing, which is Styleville Fix.
And the Styleville Fix, guys, if you've been using it to make the beach bags and you've made more than one, your cut-offs are going to be, you're going to be able to use those in this.
Yeah.
Which was sort of what I promised when we did the beach bag.
And keep any dinky bits of waist shaper as well, because they'd make lovely little handles on baskets and things,
Oh, they
wouldn't
do, they're great, yeah.
We've used them
Never
for all
throw
sorts.
anything away.
Never.
So because we've gone 44 inches on these, so, and you can cut them back to about 40 inches, I would get at least 2 meters. If you get 3, then you've got loads left over. And like I say, it is pennies a jobby thing.
Caroline Marrow's with us, and she says, why have I never thought of the waist stuff for handles? This is genius.
I know, right? I can't take any credit for it.
And Jan says, thank you, Styleville Fix, happy sewing.
Oh, there we go.
Do make sure you're buying Styleville Fix, which is the only one we do by the metre actually, but you can also get Styleville, and it doesn't fuse.
Fix, no.
Ask us how we know.
Drop your inches. Oh, I know.
Such fun.
We had, do you know, yeah, we had a supplier, didn't we, who just, I don't know why we didn't check it. I think because we just thought, we saw the style and then just didn't check. I'm just cutting off the things off the end.
Well, we'd ordered what we'd ordered.
We'd ordered what we ordered, and
Thank
we
you
were,
very much.
yeah. And then it wasn't what they sent us.
No.
And then we couldn't work out why it wasn't fusing. And it was because they'd sent us the Styleville, not the Styleville Fix. That is our handles done and made.
Quite.
Okay.
Shirley very quickly says, which machine are you using? Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. I am using the
Jiminy
TL 2200
Yes.
QVP Mini. In short, it is a it's a tabletop industrial, really. It just does straight stitch. For me, 90% of my sewing is just straight stitch. So, and because it's fast and I'm always in a hurry, I use this one 90% of the time. My DX7 I tend to take to, well, either home with me or to Crate and Craft, and then Jane has the big UX because she does all of our quilting. So we all have different machines for different.
Yeah, and I've got the NX at home.
You've got the NX at home, absolutely.
Which
right,
is
handles.
But the mini industrial that you're using,
Yes.
I'll tag that in.
Yeah,
they're
do,
not
right.
currently available, but they do have a waiting list for back order, don't they?
So what you need to know about that is that. Oh, that has not sewn.
Oh, have you played Bobbin Chicken and Lost?
Potentially, yeah. Let's have a look, shall we? No, it just has not done it.
Oh.
This current consignment that is due in imminently is all sold out. It's got a bit of a cult following, this machine.
Really has.
Which is just awesome. No, I think I just forgot to sew down the other side. Jen.
Okay.
Yeah.
With good reason. I mean, it's not, you've got a million decorative stitches on it, has it? It's just straight stitch.
Yeah.
This one.
And then the next, so you would be putting your order in to go onto the wait list for the next one. Otherwise that will be sold and done again. So that's how that is happening with these machines. So if you do want one, and I really highly recommend them, because if you think how much you do, which is purely straight stitch, and it is a lot, is a huge amount, and you just want to bash things out quickly with a great quality stitch, then yeah, do it. Do it. I like to give these a little press again afterwards, by the way, just to really flatten out and make everything fabulous. And that's when I noticed that I've only stitched down one side.
Wow.
Nothing to do with bobbin chicken at all. Just the fact that I only stitched down one side. That would be it. Right. Happy Monday, everybody.
Half a job.
Half a job, I know,
Half
right?
a job.
Right, let's have a look at this now, because I'm going to get my ruler and we're going to have a little play. Because, do you know what else I'm going to get? You can get your pins if you want, but because I like a good a good time buster, we're going to look at this, right?
It's not cheating. It's being efficient with your time.
Time efficient. So what I would say is, I don't know why I've just flipped it, they're the same. All it is which side you want, because that's going to go up and down like that, right? Do you want to have your folded edge outer or inwards? That's all you're looking at. Makes no odds. Makes no odds to me. So what I would say is pop your quilty stuff on there. This is your 1/4 inch quilters
Wash-away tape.
wash-away tape. And if you put it in the middle, it just means that you don't have to pin everything. And that always makes me very happy if I'm not having to pin stuff everywhere. Especially mid-bag. It's a bit of a pain. And then I'm just going to line up my handle there and there.
Philippa spotted you. She says, Natasha, you didn't sew it.
I didn't sew it,
and
no.
she's also saying she makes memory bears and sometimes the seams are very thick. How would this particular machine be with thick seams?
Oh no, great. It's a beast.
We call it the mini beast, don't we?
Yeah,
it's our
no,
workhorse.
absolute beast. You want to make sure that with your wash-away quilters grid tape, by the way, just for those of you that don't know, it goes on as a tacky thing, but if you want it to really hold, because this is, you know, we do want this to hold. Let's just align everything nicely there. Dink, 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 dink. You can pop a little steam through it.
Margaret's having a reminisce. She says, thank you, PT, I've ordered, and a bee. I remember the first time I saw Waist Shaper. It was in the haberdashery department of Healers, John Lewis in Reading in 1976.
Wow.
Little packets with a metre in.
There you go. There you go.
We were not even thought of at that stage, Tash.
We were not. We were not. We were not even a twinkle in YouTube's eye.
No.
No.
Quite.
So this is how my other handle is going to go down, like so. And what I just really like about this, and you see, look, that's just adding that little bit of steam on there, has just attached that beautifully. Now you can pop your quilters wash-away tape on there, should you wish. These are, and I've said in the instructions, this is not an essential bit of it, the quilters tape. But if you've got a roll that you're using for your, I don't actually know what quilters use it for. Do you know, I don't know that, Jem.
Excellent.
I used to, but I feel like I've forgotten it.
Does it need to be wash away? No? For this particular job?
Right, so you can get non-wash away, but I don't tend to use it because I found that one gunked my needle.
That was the one I had a mare with, wasn't it, that time?
Yeah. So
I got quite cross.
And so I just, as a matter of course, I tend not to have things that are going to gunk my needle, because what's the point? I appear to have lost all the steam out of my steam iron as well.
Oh.
So
does it need water?
You absolutely can, of course you can. But what I would say is, just be aware of that, really. But because you're putting it right down the middle, your needle shouldn't touch it anyway. And then you're going to change your needle anyway after this, right? So we're all good. Now, the reason that we went with 3.5 inches, this is your pocket, by the way. We haven't done anything with this, have we? It's just flapping free. Gemma, no.
So right now, I've genuinely got a sniffle.
Yeah. You're not going to have a giggle at a flappy pocket. No, good.
No.
Just checking. I read a lot on sort of Facebook and stuff because I'm on there saying hello, and yeah, something did catch my eye the other day about there being that one friend that you just can't sit next to at a posh do because you would inappropriate giggle, and I was like, oh yeah, guess who that would be. Who would that be?
Oh no.
So I'm just using my ruler, by the way, just to line this up, and then that will sit and sit over your pocket like so, Gemma.
For many of us, it would be you.
What?
As well. Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes. Several of our suppliers, if they ring and they speak to one of us, they're like, oh, this is and especially if they speak to me, this is uncanny. This is just like speaking to Natasha. This is not okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
How very rude.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry though, are we, Jem?
Sorry, not sorry.
We are in no way remorseful at all.
Really?
No.
No.
Nope. Right.
No need to be sorry.
Just don't get caught.
Quite.
Right. That makes us sound awful, Jem. We're pretty well behaved, really.
On the whole.
We haven't shenanigated for quite some time.
We haven't.
We have not.
And, you know, we're nice, so it's fine. It balances out.
3.5 inches again, everybody, in from that outside edge. Just line it up. And then you see, when you stitch down, because we're now going to stitch down on both sides, that's going to be your pocket sewn in.
Beautiful.
Because the pocket was folded in half, fabric folded in half. It's all good, right? It's all good.
Fabulous.
Now, what I would say is, and you can get your markety pen out somewhere if in your life you've actually remembered to put it somewhere useful. Here we go. I would stop a little way off the top, if I'm honest. And again, this is just approximate, but only that when you put your lining in, you're going to want to flap these down. So you just need to leave yourself enough room just to flap them down.
Marvellous.
Because otherwise, you can't get them in. Ask me how I know. It's like, damn it. I need to unpick stuff. So I'm going to stitch down there to about there, down there to about there. On both sides, on all of them. All the handles in all the world. Talk about yourselves. Jem, that's code for...
Yeah.
Have a word, love.
Fill some gaps.
Have a word. Bit of filling. Come on.
That's all right. We can do a bit of filling. No bother. Let me see. Vicky is with us. And not
Vicky,
our
who's just picked her puppy,
our
Vicky.
No.
Oh,
Our Vicky. Our Vicky is off on her travels again with work.
Oh,
work travels, I know.
travels.
But she has just picked her puppy, actually. She's getting a black lab, and he's very beautiful. He has enormous paws. He's going to be a big boy.
We like a big boy.
So the lady who's bred him has been calling him Sherman because he's like a big Sherman tank. He's the biggest puppy. I know. And I think
like that.
I know. I think he needs to stay as Sherman, but they've got a different name for him.
So
we'll see.
Vicky is our friend from school. Gemma and I have known each other 4 years, and Vicky is our friend from school. And it would be fair to say we have very honest friendship with Vicky.
We do.
What did she want to call him? We just went,
No.
no.
There were various names she wanted to call him. I was
Bear
like,
in mind, it is her dog. Like, we have
Awful.
absolutely no right at all.
I'm worse. I went into her kitchen and there were potential names for the dog on the front of the fridge, and I wiped some of them off and went, no! Overridden. Definitely not.
I don't actually know what right we have.
I'm going to just pull rank because there was a couple, and one in particular that I went.
What rank? We have no rank. We're
The
just
rank.
friends.
Well, it was It was a kindness, really.
A kindness to
because
Sherman.
one of the names, I said, it sounds like he belongs in an adult film. It's just not okay.
Oh, which one was that?
I can't remember. Oh, Strider, I think.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no, I do. Yeah, no.
See? No, it was a kindness.
No, it was a kindness. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
There was another one as well, and I definitely thought he sounded like he belonged in the adult film industry as well. So all in all, no. So I rubbed those ones off. But no, she's got some nice names, so
I'm liking
that's
Sherman.
fine. But no, Vicky, not
Oh,
our
do you know
Vicky.
what I forgot to do?
What have you forgotten to do?
I forgot to stitch down. Yeah, stitch down there. I'm not going to do it now. I could do it now.
Yes, we have another Vicky. A Vicky with a CKIE.
Oh, lots of different ways
Who
to call
says,
a Vicky.
Up early and watching live this morning from Texas.
Oh, hi Texas Vicky!
Marvellous.
Right, so
Thanks
I
for
should have
joining
done
us.
this step a little bit earlier, but actually what it's going to do is just reinforce my handle. So
Elizabeth's
that's
asking me
fine.
how many adult films I've watched. None, Elizabeth. However, I have a good idea of what sort of name might work, and Strider I feel would be one.
Hang on. I had assumed that there was like some kind of background of inappropriate films from which you were gleaning said knowledge.
No, of course not. No. Valerie's with us, and she very helpfully says, I love Paisley. Yes, Valerie, we love Paisley. Thank you for bringing us
Paisley, Valerie.
back on here. Have we tagged the gold fabric, as I can't find it? Let me see.
Gold fabric.
Gold plain.
Huh?
Gold plain, I think
Gold
she might mean.
You need a bit of gold plain in your life.
You did yell 4 colours at me, which are written on my hand.
Oh, so slate,
gold,
beige, silver mink and gold.
And nude. There it is.
Oh, no, so I just shouted nude.
I just shouted nude. I meant gold, and you were meant to know, Gemma.
I meant beige. But actually, having said that, nude also works.
Yes.
And this isn't another suggestion for Vicky's dog's name.
No, it's not.
You have to remember.
Oh, poor Vicky. She's not watching either.
No, I know. It's fine.
And we're here, you know.
At some point, you will have to stand in the park and shout their name.
Yes, and that was the thing is she'd given that loads of thought. And I was like, you can't be in a park yelling, Strider! It just doesn't work. It's terrible.
So my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, had the great idea of letting her then young children name the family dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Her husband has for many years now stood at the park shouting, Princess Cocoa Pops.
Oh no, shush. Yep. Princess Cocoa Pops. Oh dear.
That's what happens.
Oh no,
when
that's
you let
not okay.
small children name your dog.
There we go. Gold fabric, now where it belongs.
Right, so we have got Gem.
Philippa's clearly missed which machine. Philippa, I have tagged the machine in today's collection. It is the Juki TL 2200 QVP. It's a mini industrial.
Right, let's talk interfacings for a minute here, shall we? If you are using PU, medium weight interfacing, absolutely fine. And again, this comes down to personal preference. I wouldn't use anything as heavy as a Starville fix. What I've got here, because I had some left over, is actually some HH650, which is a double-sided fusible.
Nice.
It just needs to have enough oomph to go over the top. And Jen, we do sometimes like to go over the top.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Too much.
So, what I'm going to do is, and so this could be H640, by the way. It's entirely up to you. I am going to pop that onto there. Now, what do we know about HH650, Gemma? It is double-sided. So, we will put down...
Yes. Well, unless we want to fuse it to our mat.
Or iron.
Or iron. Or
I mean,
anything else.
all of the preferences are there. All the games in all the world are all there.
Oh, so
give that a moment to cool.
Elizabeth has a sweary carer, which,
we love a sweary carer.
which is nice. One of my carers swears like Billy Connolly, yet we find it as funny as him. I think that's the thing. I brought Meg up and I didn't utter a swear word in front of her at
What?
all. Right,
What do you mean?
I'm serious.
Until what age? 'Cause
She
you
went to
swear like an
secondary
absolute
school.
trooper
I know.
now.
She went to secondary school and she came home from secondary school every day for a fortnight in floods of tears because the only time she'd heard swearing was drunk people in the street staggering about who scared her. And
no.
what she thought was, that she thought it was bad people, that bad people swear. So she'd gone
Oh.
to this place where everyone was swearing
Oh no.
and she thought that everyone must be bad people.
Oh,
And
bless her
so
little
Guy and I sat
11-year-old
down and were
son.
like, we've done the wrong thing. We've brought her up not hearing these words and realising that actually they're sort of common parlance now, aren't they?
Parlance.
It's not like it's just words that are said by people who are posing a threat or anything. So we had to start in our house adopting what we called safe and funny swearing.
Safe and
that
funny
is where
swearing.
it's come from.
Wow.
So Meg now swears like a sailor, which is unfortunate. I feel I should have just exposed her to a small amount of swearing in primary years, but never mind. Yes, we both have the accent of a lady and the vocabulary of a well-educated sailor, which is nice.
I'm just checking which way around this is going to go.
Yeah, you do that. That's always a good idea.
s-
Best to get it right, I feel, on
I mean,
screen.
I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go. I can't promise. This is the joy of using a directional print, isn't
Wonderful.
it? So we will give that a go so that when that is... do you know, it's not actually all that directional. I don't know. I'm stressing about it. So sew round 3 sides. Yes.
Oh dear.
I can't imagine. I think it's a generational thing as well. My mum and dad don't swear. They're mortified by my swearing.
My mum's
Like,
recently started swearing.
has
It's
she?
brilliant.
I've
Yes.
just sewn that on the wrong way because I'm thinking about Ed swearing. Well, the only, I mean, like the swear words were confined to my dad hitting his thumb with a hammer
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad's always sworn. He's a postman. I think it's kind of par for the course. And there was a lot of swearing in the sorting office. A lot.
I think it does
And a
depend
lot of-
where you work.
A lot of shenanigans, a lot of pranks and things like that. So I've grown up with it. And
Shenanigans and pranking.
yeah,
I'd never
all
have guessed,
sorts,
Jem.
swearing and yeah. So I used to hear all sorts of stories from my dad of when he'd been at work.
Excuse me while I just unpick.
That's all right.
Because, there I was trying to
This
get
is real
everything-
sewing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not real sewing if you haven't got your unpicker
I
out.
did leave my unpicker out this morning. Just,
Philip has found the machine.
yay!
Goodo. You have a proper love affair with this machine, don't you?
I didn't expect to love it.
No.
Gary told me I would and I didn't believe him.
No.
It's like when people say, oh, I've got this friend you'll really get on.
Yeah.
And you think, no, I won't. I absolutely hate them.
But it's like you. It just gets on and at top speed and it
Cracks
just
on.
doesn't, it doesn't waver, does it?
Nope. No, it doesn't. And, with other machines, you can pay the same money for a machine that's going to do other stuff. And that's great. But for what I do, most of it's straight stitching.
Quite. Oh, Sylph says that her mum never swears. She's not sure where she gets it from. She says if she's really, really cross, she'll say socks or sausages. It's hilarious.
I'm concentrating again, Jen. So when that is up there, I want that. Oh, I don't know. What am I doing? We'll just whack it on there. Like that.
Lo used to say fork and spoon in front of in front of her children or her boy. It says here. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
They go to secondary school and cry every day for a fortnight because they've heard people swear and think they're all bad people.
well, my two have been at forest school over Easter. So Freddie said, Mummy, I've learnt a new word and spelt out the rudest of words. I was like,
Oh no!
and he said, I only know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it. Like, thank goodness for that.
Perhaps don't add that one to your vocabulary, son.
No. And it was one of those things. It was like, how do I deal with this? Driving down to Wales with, oh, hang on, I should have changed the screen. Sorry about that, everyone. With,
Smaller ears around as well.
Smaller ears, the whole lot. Like,
Yeah.
all the judging in all the world could be happening right now.
I love how kids pick their time to talk to you about these things.
How am I going to deal with this and look like a responsible parent? Like, just am I a responsible parent? Like, I don't even know.
I'm not even sure anymore.
I'm not even sure that I am. I'm not sure that I can grown up to this extent. So, yeah, that was a fun situation. Do you know what I did, Jem? I just explained what it all was.
Oh gosh, Claire Angelina is clearly our absolute opposite. I think I've actually sworn about 5 times ever.
Oh my God,
ever. I swore about 5 times in the first 3 minutes of being through the door this morning.
Waking up.
actually, do you know? Probably because I was in
why?
pain. Getting out of bed takes a few swear words.
This morning, I was rudely awakened by Freddie's cat, who thought that the most fun thing to do would be to catch my toes through the end of the bed. He has clearly missed us hugely.
Oh no, so yeah, that is definitely a...
So when you suddenly get
cursing
sharp
moment.
cat nails...
Ouch!
Yeah.
Oh no.
As your lovely wake-up call... It's not lovely, but it does wake you up. Right, I am going to say to you now that you can either leave that with your raw edge, in which case, because we're going to pop this here, right, and we're going to sew this across here. If that's the case, then you are going to have to top stitch that at some point so that your raw edges don't show. Gemma's not. I wait for Gemma to nod to make sure that's made sense, and she's squinting her eyes and
I'm just
nodding
looking
a
at your
bit.
picture. I've got a very small picture on my screen.
Okay. Otherwise, if you want to just let your flap hang loose, it's a thing. Then you will want to just turn that under. And again, this is why using your HH650, you can just turn that one under and just press it.
Nice.
And it just helps to hold it. Just the little dip of your...
Myra says she loves a good cat dive, shows they're happy. Yeah, perhaps not when you're blissfully asleep, however. Lo says, what are swear words?
No, we don't know, Lou. No, you are too...
I would just look at most sentences you say, Lo, and there's probably a fair percentage. Julia says, I'm supposed to be making Mum's birthday cake, not progressing very well, totally distracted.
Oz.
That's us.
Are we assuming it's us that's caused that distraction?
Oh no!
Right,
I feel like might be on my I might be on my gravestone. Totally distracted.
Totally distracted.
Yours is going to be just give me another 5 minutes. Just 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes.
Come on.
Tash, we're going to air in 10. Oh no, just give me 5 more minutes than that.
Right, so situation is occurring here, Gemma, whereby
Waist shaper has sold out.
Oh, let's get some more.
I shall put some on delayed dispatch.
This is going to flap across to there, right? So this is going to come across to this side, like so. And then what I'm going to suggest you do is flop it down there.
We may have a little more waist shaper in the building. If we have, obviously it'll go out sooner.
Do you know why?
Delayed
because
dispatch,
I have my own
yes,
stash.
That's my thinking. We'll probably steal it from Tasha's stash and then we'll replace hers. But our supplier who supplies us for us, they are good and they get things to us quickly anyway. So it'll say delayed dispatch, but
you can pin this on, or you can just again whack that on there.
Oops. That then. There we go.
Pop that on there. Like if you want to measure it and get all of that, you do that. You do that. For me, I'm just going to run a line of stitching there, and that's my flap on. Got my flap on. I can't make things tricky. We have discussed this, haven't we, in the past?
Yes.
That at no point does it work for me to make things difficult and complicated.
No. I think that's why people love us. Get lots of messages actually, don't we, from people who are really proud of what they've made and have said it was a simple make and it looks so much more impressive than
it
you know.
actually was.
Yeah.
No, perfect. So when that is stitched
what we
down,
like.
you see, so I now don't need to top stitch along there because I've got my raw edges encapsulated. That is going to flap up and over.
Brilliant.
It's going to sit really nicely there. I will just give that a little press away.
Press and press away, press away. It's like whip crack away. That song. There's always a song for every
And
occasion.
so then you've got your pocket there that then goes up into there. Now,
Ali B's dad used to say that if you have to swear, it means you're lacking in good vocabulary. And Julia says, nah, just extra vocabulary.
oh, look, it worked! Look, I actually got it the right way around. Look
Bravo.
at that, using a directional print live on air. Yeah.
Perhaps try and hide the astonishment.
Oh, yeah. It's the sort of thing that likes to go wrong for me on air. So there we go. That is going to be my lid, my flap, whatever you wish to call it. Now, because these only arrived this morning, I have not actually got... Oh, look at that! Gem.
Beautiful.
Right.
Look at the bee. Look at him.
No. Look at that.
Oh, Janet says, first time managing to watch you live and have to catch COVID to do it. Then I'm late and I will end up watching the replay as usual. Tomorrow I will try harder. Janet, get well soon, lovely.
Bless you.
Apart from, you know, bionic Natasha, most of us have had COVID now over here.
I've had it.
Wow. Yes, I know. But when you had it, you didn't really know you had it. You were fine.
Oh, I had no idea I had it. No.
No.
I'm probably a
It's only
super
because you
spreader.
had one of those tests afterwards for the. They sent you a thing, didn't they, to say could you participate in this and see if you've got the antibody? And you were like, oh, I've got the antibody. I must have had it.
Look at me, all antibodied up.
Oh, Ali says, oh yes, I will have to get a bee. Wow, they are gorgeous. You
Right,
and me
I'm
both.
just trying to work out how the heck to put this on because I've never put one of these on before.
got
Right.
unscrewy bits. And
I've got unscrew bits and all sorts, so bear with me. This, I mean, so I'm going to find that middle bit there.
that sounds terrible, like we don't plan our shows. But
These
arrived this morning. We
Okay.
unpacked them
This morning.
Yeah, half an hour before the
I
show.
can put a tuck, like easy job would be just whack a tuck look on.
Yes.
And that would be, I can do that if you'd prefer.
But no.
But actually I want to have a go with these now.
Yeah.
So you've got to unscrew the back. Not terrifying at all, everybody. Nope.
Oh. That's a bit cute, we're being told. It is cute though. I love it.
Well, you know what's going to happen, don't you, Jim?
Myra, no crying. I've loaded some more waist shaper.
Right, so when you decide where you want your bee, you're going to have to place, unscrew it, and then place, and then draw around. Do you know what I find the best thing for this? Where's my unpicker gone? Jim, where's my unpicker gone?
I'm scouting.
Don't use your... If you've got... Do you know what? Let's be really sensible about this. If you have got a magnetic pin thing, just pop all your bits on there. I had it a moment ago, for I unpicked... Here it is. Where you've made that, just go in, and this is honestly the easiest way to cut out little bits and bobs. And then you see that is going to go in there. And that pushes through the hole. Hopefully I might have to make that a little bigger, but I would always start off smaller than you need, because that is going to go through to there. Okay, so you are going to need to make that gap, and if you need to go in with your other schnizzers, here we go, then do, but at least you've had the hole made. Jem, it's quite terrifying. I wish I'd had a chance to practice.
Just take myself off mute while you're terrified, apparently. All good
Right.
fun. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
So then, and actually you probably can make that ever so slightly bigger because your fabric's going to sit just around. Just go in tiny increments. There's nothing worse. And Gemma will tell you that I am a bit gung-ho sometimes and they go, oh, whoops.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. But you want to make a hole big enough so that that allows that fabric there. And then, Gem, this is the terrifying bit. You're going to put that over the top there. Because that sits, I don't know if you can see, that is going to sit over the top there. So on this other side, the bee is going to sit like that. So that curvy bit is going to be on that side there. And if you want to just mark on your sides where that's going to be, then do. Let's spin it around, Gem. Because. Ba, 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 ba. That is going to go there and that is going to go there. Can you see? It's got that handle in the way. This is quite intricate, by the way. I kind of like it. Do kind of like it. And that, again, double check, it's going to go that way up. Like so. Now, where your marks are, if you want to, whoops, just make a little dink and a little dink, then do. And then you're going to get your little screws with a little screwdriver. Oh, look at me with a magnetic one. That's all very clever. This is where you need at least 3 hands. Place that over the top there. Hope that you've made a big enough hole. And screw it into place. And if you haven't, then now is your time to go in and make a bigger one.
I've got shouts of get your stiletto out or get your awl out.
Stiletto out. All of these things,
Yeah.
they all work. There we go. Nice. That's one side. That one side in. Ah! Do you know what? Stiletto is not a bad shout, actually. It is always right tool for the job, isn't it?
Yeah.
And normally this is why I would have done this before, just to show you guys, really.
Claire Angelina says she's the same as you. She felt rubbish for weeks in early 2020 and didn't think much of it, just extra tired. She carried on and then she had an antibody test and it came back positive, so it must have been COVID she had.
Yeah, you know, and
Yeah.
so many people, I think, I would never have known. And I feel awful because, you know, I did shows,
Everywhere.
there we go. There's my little screw.
I had what I thought was the flu, but then it just carried on for months and his cough wouldn't go away. So again, that must have been. My dad had it at the same time. He was really poorly, and then he later on was told, yes, it was COVID you had. We all
I've
had
got it the wrong way round.
Oh. Myra says she doesn't care if they're not prepared shows. It just means that we can all have a little laugh at you.
Well, that's
That's
great. I've lost
supportive and
I've
lovely,
lost
isn't it?
my jobby thing.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, Philippa
Yeah.
says, sorry ladies, I've had a great time, but I must go now. See you later.
Oh, you know when I
Oh.
said put everything on your... Right. We're going in again. And hopefully I've made enough of a hole now. There we go. It's one of those things, you always have it drummed into you not to make too big a hole. You can always go back and make a larger one. Load everything up. And at some point, Gem, this will work and it will be fabulous.
Margaret's been listening to me humming and singing to myself. She says Gemma is singing the bra song. Technically, there are 2 bra songs. There is the harvest song and the rawhide song. Harvest being all is safely gathered in.
Yeah.
And the rawhide being head 'em up, move 'em out. Rawhide.
Yes. Do you know what would probably be easier, Gem, is if I just went through one hole to start off with. That would probably make life easier.
Yeah. We'll allow Lo to have a blatant plug, won't we?
Oh yeah, what's she plugging now?
She says we have a few scissor and button / thimble necklaces on our page for Ukraine Appeal. Sorry, not sorry for the plug.
No,
absolutely fine. Plug away.
We don't mind. We're all friends here. This is the way to do it, Gem. Make the hole, then push the screw through first.
There we are. I mean, ordinarily we'd have given this a go beforehand. However, the wonder that is something arriving just before we go to air, and then the 2 of us going, oh, well, that's changed the demo.
It's just too much.
Got to do it now. Got to do it.
Too much. There it is. There we go. Okay. That's the way to do it.
Hoping you can see that, Lo, but Julia has asked for you to PM her a button necklace, please.
There you go.
Lovely.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? So make yourself enough of, and this is where actually these gadgets do come in handy, because I can now make enough of a hole there and actually cut away enough, hopefully. I should have done this before I screwed the other one down.
You're just finding these things out for everyone else's benefit, aren't you?
Yep.
Hey?
Absolutely. And then trying to get it straight. As well as everything else. It's all good. Do you know what else I need to do?
What's that then?
I don't know if anyone can actually see any of all this going on. And that is... there it is. I was going to say, finding the other... It was literally in my finger. There it is.
Marvellous.
Marvellous. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Do you know what I might just do?
What's that then?
And that is just change the camera angle. So because you've seen me now, you've probably seen the back of my head now for quite some time. So my advice would be to anyone attempting this, make the holes first, both of them. You can actually use different depths of this as well. At this rate, I'm going to have to move that up. Oh yeah, I can, look. Move that up a little bit and actually make that hole properly would also be fabulous, right?
Yes, definitely.
There we go. Then roll that back down again. Perfect. But you can have a fiddle and a play. Oof. You probably are less time limited than I am. Is this where I find out that, hang on, let me just double check I haven't put this on like upside down, back to front or some other such thing. This goes through a depth. Gemma, you have got the depth that this will go through. I mean, we're only going through a layer, well, 3 layers, but it does give you the depth that this will go through, doesn't it?
I believe so. Let me have a look.
I think on the picture that I found.
Yeah.
So if you are going through PU, then, in fact, if you're going through PU, what I would probably do is make a little, tiny little hole on both sides with
Yes, it's
like
all
a
on the listing.
tailor's awl or something.
Says can clamp thickness of 3.5 millimetres.
Yeah. And I'm nowhere near that with what I've got here. There we go. So, if you are using these, make your holes first. But, just gonna say, there he is.
Oh, just gorgeous.
And the reason that we have gone through all of that trouble is so that then, you're going to make a little mark. Dink, dink, dink.
Lo says, you don't think you'll use a stiletto much, and then I use mine every day.
Every day, they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant.
Auntie Lizzie says, watch your thumb. And Lo says, glue it.
Glue it. Right, I've marked through onto here where I want the bee butt to go.
Pat agrees. She says she uses her stiletto a lot as well. Very handy.
They really are. They really are. Now, you can choose like how wide you want that to go in and be. I'm going to offset it ever so slightly and use one at the side. Like that.
Let's pop some stilettos in the collection. Cheeky little deal on those as well, you know.
Is there?
Yeah.
But again, Gemma, this is where the pickers, the seam rippers, come in so handy, because I just pop that in and rip, pop and rip.
You feel like a surgeon with the seam ripper, don't you?
Let's try and make sure we get the bee butt in the right way round. In he goes. Do you know what? Tuck locks are so much easier than any of this. No, so the minute I saw the screw, I was like, oh no, come on. But we persevere because I feel that it'll be fabulous. And then you just pop that down the other side. So the butt is much easier. And then you can just check you've got everything where you need it to be. Yes, yes, look at that. Oh, look at my bee butt. Do you know what? Part of me wishes that I'd done that just in a plain black now, so that that bee could be...
The bee could be celebrated.
Yeah. Hey-ho. Never mind. Right, we need to assemble this bag
Well,
now.
this just proves further that it looked great on one of those little clutch bags.
I know. I know. Look at that. Just... Ah, yes. Love him. Righty-ho. Let's assemble said bag then, shall we? So we need to find the middle point in all of these, by the way. Right. So my midway point is going to be there. Oof. Now this is 11, so that is going to be, I'm going to find the midway point on both sides of this so I can align it all. And what you're going to do is put your base onto there, clip it, do whatever you need to do with it. I'm very excited by my bee.
Ali's asking, have you pinned your pocket down now, Tash?
Pinned it down, sewn it down, love.
Yeah.
Sewn it down, Ali, because it got sewn down when I sew down the handles. And there's my pocket, which is, incidentally, just if anyone is interested, the perfect size for said gadget.
It's almost like you designed it.
I know, for all the stuff that I have. And I'm now going to sew down 1/4 of an inch all the way down there.
Myra's saying she's pre-ordered some waistband shaper.
Do it.
She's a bag lady.
Oh, do it.
But can she also use it on PJs, or would it be too stiff?
It it does give a firm waistband, but
Depends on how you like your waistband, I
yeah,
suppose,
that's the
doesn't
thing, isn't it? It's was designed for sort of skirts and smart trousers. I'd just go with a wide-waisted elastic.
Ah, that's okay. Where Ali was coming from is she thought that the pocket was under your B pin. Your B tuck lock. No, that's your flap. The pocket's on the back, isn't it? That was where
Right.
she'd got confused.
That's
We'll
all
get a
right.
bit confused, don't we?
We'll get a bit confused. And I'm going to, so you've got a few lines to sort of line up here. I like to line up with the edge of the bag and also with my halfway markings that I made. There.
Nice.
Nice, 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 nice.
Hey, SJ ran a bit of a fabulous promotion on Friday. Not
Did
supposed
she?
to say, are we, Friday newsletters?
Oh no, we would not,
No.
but
But I noticed that lots of people over the weekend have gone, oh, yes, please, yes, please, yes,
is it
please.
still live then?
She's got a cheek, yeah, she will do. She'll have them up live normally for the week if we stop.
For the week, the week or
Until-
stock permitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she'd done a promotion on Flatter.
Oh, I love a bit of
So
flatter.
it was a buy one bottle, get one free
What?
deal.
Hang
I
on.
know, and they're already on a discount. I don't think she took the discount off first.
Huh?
So they're already on a discount, aren't they? So I don't think she'd taken the discount off first. I think they were on a discount and buy one, get one free. I know, Tash, but it doesn't hurt to be nice every now and again, eh?
Depends who
But
you
this is why you need your Friday newsletter,
are.
people.
It is, yeah. Read
Hey?
that Friday newsletter. Gosh.
Fabulous.
What for all the mistakes that we make?
It's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Good.
Doesn't hurt every now and again.
Right, I'm
And,
going to just. Oh,
The mystery half meter's back as well.
great
So we put that back.
Right, so we've sewn our base on,
Oh, Lord.
and then we are going to.
I suppose you're predominantly matching up that join, aren't you? Making sure that at the side
it is.
all
If you can,
seam match. and
then
look
do.
nice.
And that's exactly the first place that I'm going to be going. But
It's got to all match at the sides as well. Just a bit of, careful sewing, and it should just click.
do you know what? It's one of those things. When I first started sewing, it never occurred to me. And it's once you've made a couple of things, you just start to look out for. Is that seam going to run all the way around? Yes, it is. Is it going to be fabulous? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There we are. So this is the basic construction, and this is really the easy bit in it all, which is very exciting. So, and by the way, you will make your lining in exactly this same way. So don't ever worry about that. Only you won't have the fancy flap or a pocket or anything else.
Oh, exactly. It'll be a piece of cake, won't it?
And you will leave yourself a turning through gap. If when you're using Styleville Fix, because it's so squishy, if you want to increase your stitch length, then please do, if that is going to make it easier for your machine to go through. And then when you get to the bottom, having sewn it, you're going to, now the way that I describe this in the instructions is to realign. So that centre seam there now is on the bottom of your base. Reclip it and stitch across it.
Fab.
It is worth going to the bother of repinning, reclipping, just so that you know. Right, if I was going to make this bag again, Jem, I
Yes.
would use a interfacing that was sturdier than the HH650. Bearing in mind, I would probably put a medium weight interfacing on there as well.
Nice.
I'd still use it, but I would put a medium weight interfacing on there as well. Just because of the weight of that beam. Just, in a perfect world. Right, box the bottom again. So realign that, and it does want to do it, which is nice of it, I think. But I would always still just clip so that nothing comes undone when I'm not looking.
Okay, just
That
for anyone who I
is-
might have just set in mild panic,
Right.
where I've said the mystery half meter's back, and they're there like, oh no, I've spent 40 odd quid. No, I missed out on it. If you do place another order today, and it does need to be within the same, day, and you pop a note on your order, you need to make sure that your total spend before the mystery half meter, before postage, comes to £50 or more across those two orders. If you pop a note on the second order to say, please combine order
consolidate. Right.
and add half meter, then assuming I look and I add them all up and you qualify, you've spent at least £50 across those two orders, I will add that product
Oh, nice.
to your combined order for you.
Well
Okay, so fret ye not.
Fret ye not. And guys, if you are going in with the bee, get yourself a stiletto and get yourself one of the stitch unpickers.
Yes, we
Right.
have got a handful of those left.
That's what it's looking like inside. The reason that we didn't stitch all the way up with the handles now becomes evident because we want to push those down. We're going to whiz up the lining very, very quickly and then pop that inside. So, I now have to try and remember, Gemma, how wide I need everything. How long and how wide? Oh, it looks like this is a new roll of gold.
Lovely.
I'm going to have to turn my iron off in a minute. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's a steam pressurised one and I've run out of water. But it won't let me undo it until it's cooled down. Oops.
I do know this because I have one also.
Oh, have you got the same one?
Yes.
Oh, well, they're very
I
good.
have. Well, I used yours and thought, this is rather marvellous. I need one.
Fabulous.
Yes. It's
I
a great
am-
bit of kit, that.
It is a great bit of kit. Do you know what? I'm just going to cut this straight off the bolt because I can.
It is the advantage, isn't it?
It is really. And make sure that I cut it from the end, the correct end of the mat. That's my other favourite thing to do. And do you know what else? Because it's a plain fabric, it's rather fabulous because it doesn't have a right or a wrong side, which also makes life rather lovely and easy. And we like lovely and easy.
We really like lovely and
We
easy.
really like lovely and easy. Right, so then, ta-da, let's simply cut that. Now, when I'm cutting stuff straight off the bolt, I will tend to make sure that my folded end makes the most, so I can use that somewhere else. And then as I take this to my machine to stitch down, what I'm going to bear in mind, apart from the fact that I'm possibly about to do the splits, is that I need a turning through. You know what I haven't done?
Oh my gosh, here we go. What have you not done?
A disaster. I haven't sewn on the base bit.
Oh.
Have I?
No.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I know. I'm getting all ahead of myself. See, I was so organised this morning. I had everything cut out, ready to go. So right, if you're leftover bit, you can do that. There we go. We do like a leftover bit, don't we,
We
Jen?
do, except when you say that and it comes up in the subtitles as ovary, as in, you know. I know.
Oh no.
I know.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Still?
Left ovary bit is what it'll come up as, and that's not the
sounds
type of
awful.
ovary bit we mean, is it?
No. No. We are done. Right. Scrap. Do you know what I'm hoping?
What you hoping?
I'm hoping that I have enough leeway, because I've only just started sewing down, that I will have enough space. And this is probably going to be one of those things where I go, don't bodge it. Should have bodged it. Should have just unpicked and started again. Shouldn't I, Jem?
Wow.
Probably.
Probably.
However, I think we all know that's not going to be the case. So very quickly sew down there. As I say, not as I do, is that right?
Exactly.
Really,
that.
that's just...
Exactly that.
Where have I put my silicone mat? It's all very well low recommending these silicone mats so that my foot doesn't go whizzing off. You know what I need to do? I need to buy a kit for here and a kit for demoing away.
Yeah.
That would make life.
Or perhaps not have lovely weekends away by the seaside where then you come back and your brain is mush.
Oh yeah,
that
not
too.
Mush brain.
I feel for you, Tash. There was a lot of prep went into today last week. You were brilliant. Sending me pictures of a made bag, all of that. Planned that you were going to make it in the other colourway of the beautiful linen, all of that. And then this morning, bee buckles arrived, didn't they? And we changed it all.
Mush, I tell you.
Oh, well, we'll demo in that instead.
But I am pleased that we did.
Because you like to show everybody everything. And this is the thing, you know, if there is a new item, you like to demo it, find out any tricky bits and tell people how it works.
But,
you know,
I mean, to be fair, it took me, what, 5 minutes to do?
Exactly.
It's not difficult.
Exactly.
Right. I'm just going to unpick it because I should have done it in the first place.
Well, yes. Do a proper job is what Tash is saying.
Proper job.
No bodging. Proper job.
Yep, proper job. There we go. And a line. And stitch. Do you know, you think, don't you? You think it's going to be easier just to, you know, I can just work around it. But invariably it's not. Just not. So yeah, making your lining like you made your base, your bag outer, just without all the pockets and shenanigans that go with it. And we are nearly there, believe it or not. I love the B class.
I really, really love
I
it.
really love the B class. I'd give this a press, but you know, my iron's not really wanting to play anymore.
Oh.
I know. Well, I mean, it's still hot, but it doesn't want to steam anything. Right, leaving a turning through gap before I get chatting and forget. Boxing the bottom before I forget. Trying to be professional before I forget.
And you know, as someone who has had experience of demonstrating up there, especially when you haven't got your set of instructions in front of you and you're trying to juggle all the things at all the moments.
All the things in all the world. It's all good fun.
It's very easy to do something and go, oh, I just missed a bit.
Oh.
Whereas at home,
Do you know the other thing?
at home, instructions in front of you, no one watching. It
Have all the
just
fun.
goes beautifully.
I think we're all friends here.
Yeah.
It's all good. Right. That is my bottoms boxed and all of the goodies done. I'm going to turn my lining. I'm going to press that top bit because there's a crease right in the bit where I'm...
Well, we're not having that, are we?
Hang on a minute. Where's my flatter?
Yes.
Who needs...
I
You
use
need
flatter for
steam.
my regular ironing.
You've got a bit of flatter. Oh, I bet your pillowcases smell
Love
amazing.
it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Right sides together. So we're going to turn this through. Right sides together. In it goes. Stitch around. Bosh, you're done. Turn it through.
Wonderful.
And that's it. That's your lot. So I always line the seam first. Put a clip in. And I've shown this before on many an occasion, but just pull it apart slightly and make sure there's no massive gap anywhere that is going to bite you on the whatevers, because otherwise, you know, you can come a cropper, Gemma.
Definitely not wanting to come a cropper.
We do not want to come a cropper. No. No. And then, in you go. And I just keep bringing it round so that I've got a straight bit to stitch. And if you go round twice, just to make sure that everything is exactly where you want it to be, then that's okay. Do that. And around we go. Dee-dee-dee. What time is it, Gem?
Do you know, it's nearly calf o'clock.
It's what?
Nearly calf o'clock. 11:45.
12, is it really?
12, nearly calf
Okay,
o'clock.
so
for
with
you.
your cutting out, this is
Yeah.
going to take 2 hours to make.
Yeah.
Less than.
Yeah.
So we've stitched around. I did leave it turning through.
Oh no.
I did.
Rookie error. Go on.
No, it's okay. No, I did because I was chatting.
Yeah, you're all right.
Out it comes.
Gemma's a star. Refunded my half metre because I forgot to use the code. Well, yes. Nanas. I don't know.
We do try and keep an eye on you.
I have
as
just
much as
spotted
we
a couple
possibly
of you
can.
that didn't put it in as well, so I've gone and edited it. If you've had an order amend come through on email, that's me.
That's it.
It may say you've got an invoice from us. Don't panic. It'll possibly be an invoice for £0 because I've added it in.
Right.
Oh, dear.
So here's the thing. Okay. Here is your bag. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then you've got you're going to give this all a really good press. A really good press. That is going to bum up. There we are, in there like that. And that is your bag. I should step to one side. That is your bag made. Da, 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 da. Okay.
It looks brilliant.
And
I
you
love
could,
it.
well, you see, this is it. So on the one that I made, I did the handles the other way around.
Yeah.
So you got the paisley handles
Yeah.
going through. But
I like the contrast of this.
yeah, it's
But
just,
you've got so
it's
many
just
options, it's
putting in that
great.
contrast, isn't it? And I would give that a good press. With this one, and I'll show you on here, what I then went in and did was just stitched up
Nice.
right up to the top. And what that actually does, if you don't want to stitch all the way around, is just holds the lining in place.
Nice.
If you want to sew, the other option is that you can stitch all the way around the top
In the ditch.
and include the handles in that.
Yeah, nice.
In which case you don't have to go back in and stitch. And that's probably what I will do with this. Will I though?
And that's the beauty of it. There's so many options here, isn't there?
I will certainly be giving it a jolly good press. That's for sure.
Oh, bless.
There we
Debbie
go.
says, thank you for adding my surprise half metre last week as well. I forgot to add it on top. We had an extra treat. I just need to say that clearly I can't spend all day every day looking at every order that comes through and adding it on if people forget. But if you message us and it's within that same day, we'll always amend the order for you. And if I spot it, then yeah,
We'll
of
do it
course,
as
of
well,
course
but
I will.
yeah.
But it is your responsibility to add it wherever possible. I'm not going to take responsibility for checking every order as it comes in. I'd never get anything else done.
No, we would not.
Um,
And we do want to.
Lo also says, whose health starts today, going to eat healthily, and then sees a lone pork pie in the fridge. He looked so lonely that I had to eat it. Yes. Sounds like you, Tash. You do little
It's the
things like this.
pork pie. Yeah. Kids' Easter eggs left in there. There we
Oh,
go.
Julia says, not me. Straight for the pork pie. I feel that everyone's among friends here. You know, we're all of a
Just giving him a
like-minded.
little bit of a press.
Sylv's
There we
got
go.
Sylv's got a lonely Scotch egg. She might have to.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah. She might
La,
have to
la,
go and
la,
get.
la.
Oh look,
There we
I
go.
love it. Looks great.
But how different does it look if you use PU
Really different.
and a tuck lock?
It's brilliant.
There you
It's
go.
just brilliant. I love it.
Ba-da. Ba-da.
You're very welcome, Margaret. Margaret's had an email today.
Oh, get in there, Margaret. Right,
Oh.
everybody, that is today's show. I now have to make tomorrow's. It's all prepped, ready to go.
And actually, yes, it's got a name and everything.
It
I can
has.
verify
It
we're
is
on this.
the Bishop's
from last week.
pouch.
Yeah, from last week. Again,
From last
planned.
week.
So unless we change it all at the last minute.
No. I
We're
just
not on that
haven't
one.
actually. Yeah, I forgot
Finished.
how you don't actually get 2 minutes to yourself on holiday when
No.
you take your hand stitching projects to, sit quietly on the beach and do. Doesn't actually happen, does it, at all? So I'll be doing that in about 15 minutes after I've eaten something.
We've got so many lovely messages today, guys. We love you very much. It's lovely. And
Aw.
Julia says, if the cake comes out like it should, it's going to be a miracle. 'Cause she's been so distracted with us today.
Hey, look, I can't
Um,
bake, so that's fine.
Caroline says, we love you both for being so normal when sewing. All I need is for you to throw the whoops bit across the room and all will be perfect.
I mean, I probably will.
Real sewing.
at some
That's what
point.
we are.
Real sewing. Warts and all sewing, which sounds awful, but you know what we mean. You know what we mean. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? There's enough fake out there, isn't there?
Oh.
We'll just be a bit
Well,
real.
absolutely. And Debbie says, love the show. Thanks for the laughs. It's been fun. And
Ah,
I'm buzzing. Thank you, Gemma.
Do you know what? I want to go and make a velvet pouch now with that bee.
Oh, Myra. I'll tell you what she said in a minute, but bless her. Just basically glad I'm keeping them all in check and helping them out with their half meters.
I'll see you lot tomorrow because
dear.
the cafe is calling.
It is.
You take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.